Yeah. That is him. Oh my goodness. Is
The baby.
yeah, is Lincoln
Okay.
like
Shh.
that?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby. Okay. Shh.
Well, Asher's like it all the time. It's super fun. So, all right. Well, let me pull up this director's memo and I'm actually gonna let you um yeah, we're gonna just start with that. Well, no, let's start with some announcements first. I don't have any announcements to give you about January, but I have all the announcements to give you about December. So just to make sure that we are all on the same page with everything, we will take a look at that. Let me pull up my window that I want here. I hope you girls had a great Thanksgiving. So Erica, in spite of not feeling well, did you have a good Thanksgiving? How was that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. We went to Mama's for like noon to 5. Then after lunch, I just laid on the couch, um, which was nice. Everybody kind of
Good.
just chilled. And then we went to Rich's house till about 9.
Okay.
Um, so it was fun.
Good. Good. Glad you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm sure you did as well. Oh, we had a good time in South Carolina. It was very nice. Very nice indeed. Um, all right, so looking at December, today is the first. On this Friday at 12 noon will be like our lunch bunch celebration. And so I will be in our group talking about all of the November things. So we're waiting for all the numbers to finalize. And Lori just got back from being gone last week too. She got back yesterday. So there just wasn't enough time to put together the slideshow. But I will say that we did beat last month's production, not by a whole lot, but we still did beat it. And with having two qualified of my personal team members for October and November, we are exactly on target for earning our next car, which is really exciting. So our goal is to finish that car March 31st. And the production is an average of 8,000 wholesale, or with car credit for 6 months. And so for these first 2 months, we, with car credit, have exactly 16,000 wholesale in. Isn't that awesome? Like that is just so cool. So we are exactly tracking it for these first 2 months of our requalifications. And so yeah, we're looking to hit that number again. We're just taking it month by month. It is the Grand Achiever car level. If you girls don't know what the Grand Achiever car is, it is a Chevy Trax. And it is only a director car now. So as a director, you can earn that. And it's a sweet car. I mean, I know a lot of directors really, really like that car. And I'm looking at two mamas that we all have 3 kids, and the Chevy Trax is cute, but it's hard to fit 3 kids in it. So I'll be taking cash. Again, it is 475 a month for that cash compensation, unless it's gone up since the last time I looked. But that will be really great, to add to our family. And if I need to get a new car, which I really don't want this year, but that'll help so much if we do need to get a new vehicle this upcoming year. So good stuff. So I want to celebrate that because I'm just so proud. So, so, so very proud. And we have new people joining our team, personal team members of mine, people who are rejoining. And, that's more qualified potential with more car credit, which is great. So if you don't know about the car credit as a director, whenever you have a personal qualified team member, so they've done 600 wholesale anytime within their first 4 months of being in Mary Kay, one time order or cumulative, you get an additional $600 in car credit on top of whatever your wholesale is. So we had two last month in November. That was an additional $1,200 on top of our just shy of 7,300. So with car credit, it was 8,500 going towards the car. So that is like, and honestly, I'll tell you, I've never earned a car without that team building car credit. at any level, whether it be, actually, no, that's not true. I never got that car credit when I earned my first car as a consultant because that's only available, that bonus is only available to directors. But every director car that I have earned has always been team building car credit, has made it happen. The pink Cadillac, the Chevy Equinoxes, the black BMW, that they've all been with that car credit. So team building is where it's at for a lot of things. It's where it's at for income, and it's where it's at for building a community, and just having like-minded women around you, and it's just so encouraging. And it's also where it's at for kind of advancing up the career path and taking advantage of the career car program. All right, so there we go. So the 5th will be our celebration lunch. That will be done virtually on the 8th next week, and this is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, our same time. It is the $1 Million meeting, $1 Million Monday meeting with Cheryl Fulcher. If you girls are not front connected with Cheryl Fulcher, please do that. She just posted today that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer. So being that she is someone who has made herself available to our unit and for training, you might want to just kind of follow her journey so you know how to pray for her. But yeah, they're still getting more information, and asking specifically for prayers for wisdom as to how to best be treated for her breast cancer. It's a different kind than what I had. She is HER2 positive, her positive. I don't know much about that, but I know she wants to like kind of mix in, traditional medicine with holistic and natural medicine. So she kind of wants to take that holistic approach. So that's next week, Monday. Looking beyond the following week, on the 15th, we have our Power Up meeting. That will be with our group, our unit. That is also the final day of the Star Consultant Quarter. Maya, you are so close to being a star. Do you know what your numbers are for being a star?
I I haven't looked since I did like a couple of other orders. I think wasn't it because it's 1800 altogether, right? And that's retail though. Or no, that's
That's
wholesale. So
wholesale. Yeah, that's wholesale since September 16th. So any orders since
yeah.
September 16th. So I'm gonna pull you up here because I've got our consultants list. Um, all right, we are at my friend. All right, there you go. Maya Nisnik, there you are. You are, hold on, let me pull you up here. Does it show by the quarter? I tell you what, I really don't like, I know I should not be negative, um, but I don't love the mobile website for In
Uh
Touch. I don't know if you girls feel the same way, but I don't, I can't find all the things that I want. I cannot find all the things that I want. All right, let's see. That's not giving me what I want, is
just
it?
in
No.
general, is there a place where like I can look that up where it talks about quarterly? Because
Yes. So if you go business, or yeah, business tools and then my business, if you view at a glance, which is at where I'm at right now, you will look for quarterly. Oh, it says right here, quarterly star consultant total. So what you have in so far for this quarter is 1,215. So you are 585 wholesale away from being a star. So yeah, so that would be there. Let me know if you can't find that, but
okay.
you would look for at a glance.
Okay.
And it'll also show you where you are year to date. That is given in retail numbers. I know they keep on switching back and forth for us,
Yeah.
but the reason why they give it in retail numbers is because that's what you're tracking for quarter sales. And that retail number isn't necessarily your wholesale. A lot of times
Right.
that retail is higher than like just
Hmm.
doubling your wholesale because we get extra credit on sales, flash sales that Mary Kay may do, or if they give us double credit, for a certain week. And so that retail number is what you want to look at for where you're tracking at for the year. So Yeah, well, congratulations. You had an awesome killer month. Killer month. I mean, really, so, so good. Erica had an incredible month. So, yeah, so the 15th, keep your eye on that. Erica, I know that you were a star in the first quarter and I didn't do jack squat. So you're getting an extra double gift. Okay. You'll be getting a double gift on top of this quarter. All right. So taking a look, I'm going back to my calendar here. On the 16th, that Tuesday, we are going to be having a holiday glam session, and we are covering all of the things. So when we talk about glam, a lot of our makeovers are usually very sick and, very sick, very simple, very quick, kind of things. We want this to be quick, but it's also going to cover a lot. So we're going to be showing the new shimmer eyeshadow sticks. We're doing blush, highlighter, concealer, lip liner, translucent powder, showing how to get a dramatic, iconic lip look that lasts and isn't going to bleed and isn't going to transfer. We're talking about eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. We're going to be talking about foundation and using the new AI tool that Mary Kay has for us. So all of that is going to be on the 16th at 8 p.m. on YouTube. So you can invite for that. On the 22nd, I will be away and I'll be with my family. So Ashley has very generously invited all of us to join in her meeting. Now, her meeting is earlier than us. It's at 7 p.m. And I know that she's doing a really fun holiday gathering for that evening. And it's going to be like a virtual cookie exchange. So from what I heard, she said to come with a cookie recipe that you can share. And if you want to be snacking on those cookies, maybe with some hot cocoa or tea, or, a glass of milk, whatever you like to have with your cookies, you can do that. But that's going to be a fun night. The 29th, we will be back together as a unit for our Power Up meeting. It'll be our Christmas celebration. And that's it. That is it for the month of December. So it's going to be a full month, but it's going to be a wonderful month. So speaking of December, let's talk about some sales. What do sales look like in December? Well, I'll tell you what. Sales are going to look like selling things that you have on hand. Things that you can do cash and carry that you can give to people immediately. And so, right now with it being the very beginning of the month, you still are in a position that you can order things. If you're looking around and looking at your inventory and you're like, man, I don't have a whole lot that I could sell like on the spot. Make some decisions as to, do you want to continue to sell and make money during this holiday season? Because there is a great opportunity here that people need gifts. They need them fast. They need them last minute. And so decide if you need to order anything and you need to get things on hand. Reach out to your customers and let them know. I know we've just had Cyber Monday. We've just had our pink weekend. But a lot of times people are just shopping for themselves for those sales. Have you found that to be the case? That's what I find to be the case. And they're not necessarily doing their holiday shopping with me for those sales. So don't be afraid to reach out and let them know, hey, I know you just, placed an order for your own personal products, but how are you doing on your, holiday shopping? Who do you still need to shop for? Let me show you. I would love to show you some gifts that I have that are ready and available and already wrapped to help make things easier for you this season. And so I would highly recommend having some, and you do not have to have a lot of gifts, like in terms of variety. You could just have a handful. You could have 3, 4, 5 options for people. And remember, that magic price point is between 15 and like $22, $23 that people will get multiple. If you can get a lot of things at the $12 price with like the hand creams and the mint bliss lotions and that is money. That is great right there. Getting into satin, getting into the lip glosses and mascaras and satin lips for stocking stuffers. Those are great things too. Think about if you have anything that you can put together for those teen gift sets. Those are very popular. No, Erica sold quite a few of those last year. Like you did, didn't you do pretty well with those, Erica? So now's a good time to do that. And there's also the men that are not prepared and they are not ready to shop. And so, talk with your husbands as to what that can look like, whether, posting on Facebook, I think is a totally fine thing to make an announcement. Hey, to all the men out there, I can, I've got you covered for your holiday gift giving and for your wrapping. And so, you know, send me a message and, you can, make sure that your husband is getting, if he wants to read all of those messages, like I can, you want to respect that with that relationship, then that is great. But here's the thing, men need to shop. They might as well shop with you because you are selling product that women want. All right, you are selling product that women want. And you can use your husband and enroll your husband into helping with the delivery of those products or just putting them on your front porch and they pick you up. I mean, that's the way most people want to get their products from me anyway. They're rushing by and they just want to pick it up off the porch, and that is completely fine with me. So, that is a big demographic for selling right now and getting a lot of sales is what can you do for the men? And I would have 3 options, 3 price points. Keep it simple of what you're offering to men and start with like a $50 price point, $100, and $175. Most men will go for $100. They always go for the middle. And men always want a deal. So what can you do to make it be a deal for them? A great way to do that is to put a gift card in there, $25. With this $100, package, there's a $25 gift card. That is a gift with purchase for your wife, girlfriend, mom, whoever, that she can redeem later on to get more products of her choice to round out her gift. Right. And then for the $50 gift, let that be a $10 gift card with purchase, and $175, I would have that be oh my goodness, what would make sense for that? I mean, you could even do a well, maybe not 50, $35 gift card with purchase, right? So that is, and wouldn't you be willing? I mean, I know I would be willing to give that gift card to have a new client, to have somebody meet with me personally. And on that gift card, make sure that it shows that it's redeemable with a complimentary pampering session. Redeemable with a complimentary pampering session. They have to connect with you either in person or virtually to redeem it. And listen, if they don't want to do a facial, like something formal like that, that's fine. It can just be a consultation with you where you're asking them, what are they looking for? What is their skin like? What are their needs, right? And so highly, highly recommend putting those gift cards, adding them onto those gifts for the men and making that, their deal and their discount. So, because they appreciate that. They appreciate that a lot. All right, let's take a look at our director's memo, make sure I'm not missing anything. We had a lot of people, which full recognition will be put on our Facebook page and then announced on Friday with our lunch bunch celebration. But we had a lot of people hit 600 wholesale this month, which is very exciting because when you hit 600 in December, you're going to get 800 star credit points added on. Like that adds so much and puts you into a whole new bracket of prizes and gifts that you can choose from as for free, which I love that. So good stuff there. Let me pull up our December memo, director's memo. Here we go. Love it. By the way, I was told I need to be on Zyrtec or Claritin every day because the medication that I've been taking apparently can help develop new allergies in my body. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Isn't that weird? I think that's weird, but apparently it can change my cells that much that I can like develop new allergies. So maybe that's what's going on. All right. So we know that our e-commerce experience, I didn't say that with the with the calendar, but that is going to be up and running on December 17th. So, have you ladies set up your new My Shop, which is going to be like your new website? Okay, you've got time. You've got time. You can even do it after the 17th. Try to get it done before the 17th, though. Okay. Already the app is not working. I don't know if you girls know that, but the Mary Kay app is not working. So one of my customers reached out to me and she was gonna put together an order for Cyber Monday and just screenshot it for me. She goes, "Oh my goodness, the app isn't working." And I'm like, well, okay. Well, they're making way for a new platform, but in the meantime, you can either go to the website or if you know what you want, or go to the lookbook I sent you, right? But the app isn't working. So just so you know that those changes are taking place there. So what we've got going on here, blah blah blah. So the thing to really know is that my shop is developed. The whole goal behind it is to help boost our online selling and our online presence to make things simpler and easier to get Mary Kay products, which is easier for the customer and the consumer and easier for you and puts money in your pocket more like easily and faster. The idea of it is to help you sell while you sleep, right? That people can just find you easily. They have a whole brand new revamped consultant connector is what they're calling it, so that they can more accurately and more easily connect customers with their beauty consultant, which is great because I mean, I've had a lot of people say, I'm searching for myself on marykay.com and I'm not showing up. Right? Have you, I don't know if you've ever heard that. I haven't had that experience, but I know people have said that, but I'm also like, girl, you've been in Mary Kay for like 9 years, or, 9 months and you haven't placed an order. So no, you're not going to show up because you're not active, right? So yeah, Mary Kay's not going to connect you with somebody when you're not even active. But anyway, that's besides the point. The cool thing about this new e-commerce platform is you don't have to be active for Mary Kay to connect you with your customers, because your customers can purchase from you online 24/7 and you will get 30%, at least 30% profit, whether if you're inactive. I don't know if I went over that with you all, but 30% profit if you're inactive. If you are active, it is 50% profit. Okay. Now let's say we've got a new beauty consultant and she does like a $100 order, right? Like she just says $100 retail. And we're like, girl, no, don't do that. Like get active. But she does it anyway. She's going to get a 30% discount still on her products. So no matter what, active or inactive, beauty consultants are getting a profit and they're getting a discount. And the beautiful thing too is that Mary Kay is going to allow orders to accumulate over the course of a month. That if someone is inactive at the beginning of the month and is placing some orders, or her customers are ordering from her through the My Shop, once she hits that active status of 450 retail, that order, no matter what the size of that order is going to give that 50% active discount. Okay. No matter what it is. But once the cumulative orders over the course of the month hit 450, that order that makes her hit 450, she's either getting 450, 50% profit or 50% discount, depending on how that order is coming in. If it's coming in through a customer shopping or her placing the order, right? So does that make sense? Okay. Maya, did you have a question? I saw that you were unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, I know a lot of times like I'll try and place an order um in order to be active, but I have everybody's order and
Right.
like I'm personally doing it. And sometimes people will go ahead and they'll just place their own order, even though I'm not considered. So off of that order that I'm not considered, I only get the 30% off of it, and Mary Kay gets the 70.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So And this is something that I am going to do, and I recommend that you do as well, is that on Mary Kay in Touch in the top right, it says contact us. If this means, if this is important to you, if it's not important to you, don't do it. But it's important to me that I want to be able to have control of the orders that come in. I do not want Mary Kay automatically shipping out all of the orders through my shop. Want to be able to independently be a beauty consultant, right? And to service my customers. Because the thing is that Mary Kay is automatically shipping, like you said, Maya, like I could have
Right.
lumped that order in to get a 50% profit, right? So there's that. There's also, if you're doing special deals, the opportunity to upsell, right? And so there's all of that. Now, could we do another order afterwards of those special deals? Yeah, but then we're paying double shipping.
Right.
Yeah. And if we don't tag that onto our customer, which we probably wouldn't, well, now we're eating that shipping. And with a 50% discount, like now we're losing money, right?
Right.
So I would very much encourage you to write to Mary Kate and ask that we can opt out of automatic shipment of our My Shop orders, and to have it the way Mary Kay used to have it. Now, the reason why they have it is because Mary Kay sees numbers that we don't see. And you, me, anybody who gets on these meetings, you know, we pay attention, right? Like we are selling product, we are getting product to our customers, but apparently there is a lot of money that's getting lost by consumers who are placing orders with consultants, particularly with consultants who don't do anything to fulfill those orders. And those orders just get lost. I know, Maya, can you even imagine? But people who just like sign up to be a beauty consultant just for personal use, barely personal use, like maybe just placing one order a year or whatever. And maybe they put in an email address that they don't regularly check.
Hmm.
So they don't see if they get an order and it doesn't get fulfilled, or they're inactive and they get an order and they're like, well, I'm not going to place that order because I'm not active, right? And they're not communicating. And so there's just a bunch of, who knows what the reasons are, but Mary Kay just sees there's all these orders that aren't getting fulfilled. We're just going to automatically fulfill all of them. And no matter what, the consultant is either getting 30 or 50% profit. Done. They are making it very simple for themselves, but it isn't the best for us in terms
Right.
of, yeah, giving us opportunities for upselling and having and working with with being consultants, right? Consultants consult. So we can't consult, right? If all of that's getting taken away. So there's still time that Mary Kay can change it. And we just have to make our voices be heard. So and they can always change it after the fact too. So, even if they don't change it by the 17th, don't be afraid to continue to ask for that because I am going to, right? Okay. So here we go.
Yeah, because just
Mhm.
because you get 3 months off of an active order. So you get that like month of May that you're currently in,
Yes.
and then you get June and July, and then you have to have
Yes.
another because like what well in July then you're still considered active, but once you hit August, you're not considered active anymore, right?
Right. Yeah. So if you're active in May, June, July, yeah, if you haven't done 250 wholesale or 450 retail in either June or July, then yeah. But if you do in one of those in let's say in July, you hit it. Well, then July counts as your first month of being active plus the following 2 calendar months. So that's not going to change, right? The A1, A2, A3, active one, active two, active three, that's not going to change the way that it is. The $35 e-start is not going to change the way that it is. The Great Start program is not going to change, right? So a lot is staying the same. But there's a lot of pros to this, that if you have any team members, right, that they're just like, I don't have enough to put in an active order, but there's some products that they want, they can still get those products at least at a 30% discount. Right. And we know that a lot of direct sales companies out there, that's their discount anyway, right? Like they don't even have 50. So in that way, that's a really positive thing. And that is something I am excited about, right? And beauty consultants also, who aren't paying attention could have somebody order from their My Shop, and all of a sudden they're seeing in their bank account, oh my goodness, Mary Kay just paid me money. Why did I just get paid? Right? And they're making a 50% profit or 30% profit, right, on that order. And that can kind of spark some excitement and spark some more participation with beauty consultants who maybe weren't doing much before. But yeah, for those of us who are working it though, we need to have that control. Like we just do. All right. Okay. So let's see if there's any other big announcements here. All right, here we go. Um, come on. They're not loading. Oh, remember how I said that I'm not like super jazzed about the online? It's true, I'm not. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up here. I don't think there's any other big announcements to make. I mean, really, it's all about this new e-commerce platform and the My Shop that is launching on the 17th. Let's see. Oh, here are some things you'll want to know. Okay. So the new e-commerce transition takes place starting on December 16th at, let's see, 6 p.m. Central Time through December 17th at 9 a.m. Central. So it's going to take place overnight, right? So that's a total of 15 hours. It's going to be a blackout time. During this blackout time, the functionality of some online resources will be unavailable. So for those 15 hours, current marykay.com and all Mary Kay personal websites with CDS, guest checkout, and easy ship ordering will be unavailable. Personal website manager, unavailable. My customers, consultant locator, MKE card system, the weekly accomplishment sheet application, preferred customer program, and the My Customers Plus mobile app will be retired and removed from app stores. You will be able to access Mary Kay in Touch, except for My Customers, My Business, online ordering, and independent beauty consultant agreements. The following mobile apps have a checkout feature that is directed to marykay.com. While these apps will still be functional, the checkout experience will be impacted. So that's the Interactive Catalog app, the Skin Analyzer app, and the Mirror Me app. Now, December 16th, there is a deadline by 6 p.m. Central Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, to resolve any orders in new and pending status from November 16th through December 16th if you want them to migrate to the new system. Once resolved, they cannot be edited. Any orders left in new or pending status will not migrate to the new system. So you're going to want to make sure, give yourself an alarm that maybe by 5 p.m. on December 16th, you're just double check. Go to My Customers and go to your orders and make sure there isn't anything there that's still pending. Make sure all of your online orders are resolved. Okay. That they're fully paid, that they are completed, right, and shipped and delivered, because then they will carry over to the new system, and you'll be able to see those orders still. All right, so on December 17th, the e-commerce platform goes live at 9 a.m. So newmarykay.com. So it'll still be called marykay.com with My Shop and Consultant Connector. The new shop manager with Stripe integration, that's for us. The new tiered discount structure, that's either the 30 or 50%, discount. Updated My Customers platform with customer delivery service option. So you'll still be able to use customer delivery service on orders that you create and put in yourself. So that's a good thing to know. Okay. And that's why we want our customers to be texting us their orders instead of going through the website. You can still have it shipped right to them, but we want to be able to do that. The MKE card system, weekly accomplishment sheet application, preferred customer program, Mary Kay interactive catalog app, Mary Kay skin analyzer app, and Mary Kay Mirror Me app. So those will all go live again. So that is very cool. All right. Okay, I think that is all I want to say. I think that's it. Yeah, that is the big thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. We do have some new products that are going to be coming out in the spring. I'm not allowed to talk about them, but just know that let's see, you can register. Why are they showing me this, but they're not showing me the other thing? In February is where we have our spring promotional period. So everyone can order on the 15th of February all the new products, but you don't need to know about that yet. Okay. But there are some
I
good
do have a
things coming
question
up.
because I have a couple of my customers are asking about they discontinued the like powdered foundations, the chromosomal, not foundations, the chroma fusion eyeshadows.
Pressed powder?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. A
The
lot of
eye
them.
the
Yeah.
eyeshadows. But they brought out those 5 new shimmer ones. They're asking, are they actually bringing out more shimmer ones to be regular lines? So they're like replacing the powdered ones?
Not that has been announced. They have not told us that if they are. But yeah, right now I would say those five are the ones that we have.
Okay, because like they're like, I want more colors in these.
I know, I
So,
know.
okay.
We all do. I know. Um, and I think that what they're going to be doing is they're going to be giving us the colors like as limited edition things based on trends. So I will tell you, there are no eyeshadows being launched um, for the spring launch. I don't know what's coming up for summer. Maybe we'll have some shadows for the summer, but right now we don't have anything for the spring. So yeah. But I think there's only one that's sold out. There still is those fall, like warm glow and something else glow of those eyeshadow palettes with the 6 eyeshadows. I believe that one of them is still available. So that gives you some more options too for that. Um, Now, I want to make an announcement of what products are going to be phased out forever. I didn't know this one. I'm not happy about it. The moisture renewing gel mask is going to have a complete phase out. So this says that it has experienced reduced demand globally over the last several years. So we have instead of being these phase outs are based on global things, not just American things. So it may be popular here in America, but if it's not popular globally, unfortunately, that's what we've got. So, but there is something new coming. So there you go. Don't worry. Something will be replacing it. They are doing a complete phase out of the lipstick shades Berry Famous and Berry Couture. So if you have any customers that love those, I'll let them know that. The palette powder brush and the palette cheek brush, so the little mini ones, they are going to have a complete phase out. All right, and that's it for that. Okay, it's already 8:46. So let us talk about our sales from last week, and that'll be that. I think I'm gonna have to, I will let you know, ladies, that if you look for me on the Million Dollar Monday meeting next week, Monday, um, I'm gonna have to watch the replay because I have a Christmas program at the school for Asher. So it starts at 6. I know I will not be done by 7 and sitting in front of a computer. So yeah, so just so you know that. Okay, so let's talk about what we sold last week. So if you sold any product last week, will you raise your hand? If you sold $1, get your hand up. Yeah, okay. $100, keep them up. $200, $300, good job, Maya. $400, $500, $600, Erica Derling, $700, $800. Shut up. What did you sell, Erica?
Just this past week was 702.
And this was after having what, $1,500 from your pink weekend?
1428, yeah.
Stupid awesome. Congratulations. And that
Thanks.
was your goal to be over 2,000, right? Like, wasn't that your
Yeah.
goal?
Yeah, but that was the goal for just in like 2 days. Because last year I did 2,500 in 2 days. But people are not spending money like they used to. So I'm very happy with what I did. Like I'm even seeing a lower thing with like adopt a grandparent and stuff. So um
Yeah.
with the way everything is right now, I'm very satisfied with what I did, and I ordered Nick's gift on Sunday.
There
So
you go. There you go. God gives us what we need. I mean, you even put that
exactly.
in your affirmations and being grateful and yeah, yeah. It's so true, but that is still incredible. Even if it isn't what, last year was. And that's the way business is. Like, there's highs and lows. It's never that steady climb, where there isn't a dip like the whole way. And but Erica, I like that, you can see the trends and you can see why, but it can also inform next year, like, okay, because don't next year should still be a goal of $2,500 or more, and it's just like, well, what can I do now to help me get to that? Well, the answer would be more
More
parties
faces.
with more faces and more customers, right? Like more people is more sales. So, and here Maya though did beat everything from last year, like above and beyond. So, like not everyone has the same experience, and Maya just so good. So, what did you sell last week? Was it over 300? Where were you at?
It was 200.
100. Awesome. Great job.
Yeah.
After 2 very full high
Yeah.
weeks. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
really, like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah. I'm
very
very
strong
thankful.
work.
Very thankful.
Yeah. Very thankful. Yeah. I mean, it's great. I am thankful for you and with you. Right. So let's talk about our appointments. So if you have a party on your book, raise your hand for one party. Okay. No parties? Any faces? Well,
I will. I will.
okay. Um, in regards to that, you can still book parties, right? The Nationals are still booking parties. And they have the same kind of busyness, and their customers have the same kind of business that we do. It's not different for them. It's the same. So there can still be parties. So don't think that people are too busy or they don't want to. They do. They really, really do. Maybe an evening might be difficult. Maybe a Saturday morning is more the speed that people want to do, right? Maybe that's where people want to gather. So, you figure it out based on what works for you and what works for others. But you can still have parties and you can still hit star or get to the next level of star. Maybe go virtual. Maybe getting in person, but maybe you got to go virtual. Maybe you want to do stop and shops. Maybe you want to put together a basket of goodies and you're popping in to see somebody at their work or see somebody, oh, something else I wanted to share. This was an idea that came to me today when I was thinking about our meeting and I was thinking about my own business. And because I was at the gym today and I was looking around and I was thinking about all of the women in that class who had already facialed. And I was like, the way that I facialed these women was there were just certain times, you girls remember this, that I had my skincare surveys. And when I was done with a class, I just grabbed a bunch of women and I passed them all out with pens all at one time. I said, hey, I've got to get 10 of these filled out for my company. Can you fill this out for me real quick? And that's it. They would just, I said, okay, thank you so much. As a thank you, I'm going to be doing drawings with these surveys for free products and free pampering sessions. I'll let you know if you want. I'm going to have a lot of winners. That was it. So, look at your calendar and look at gatherings that you've got coming up and go armed with fabulous with skincare surveys. Yes, you can do that because you don't have to do anything in that moment. That moment can still be whatever that gathering is, whether it's a cookie exchange with church or whether it be, some kind of Bible study, gathering or something with the school or whatever. But go with a bunch of them, pass a bunch of them out, and just say, I've just got to get a bunch of these filled out before the end of the year. Can you fill these out for me? Great. Because now you've got some leads that you can either connect with it before Christmas or think about the week in between Christmas and New Year's. That is often a great time to book. A lot of times people don't have anything going on that week. And so if you're not going to be traveling, you can do that. You can get together in person. If you are traveling, set aside one evening, that you can do a virtual party, just lump everyone into one virtual time slot. But get the leads. If you're out of bookings, are you out of leads? Because if that's the case, that's the way you can fix it real quick, real quick. So, all right. Have a great night, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I love you both. And I'll talk to you soon. All right.